Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy K the Don. It's been a while, but we back. We had to take some time off to make sure everything was right to get everything in order. You see, we got video now, so it feels good to finally say that, and it's not just the audio. Like there's a face behind the podcast. So yeah, I really just want to take this first episode to kind of tell y'all my story because I realized that I just kind of started just putting out episodes without telling y'all anything about me. So yeah, like I said, Akani, aka the Don. I do prefer Akani now just because like I've done research on my name and what it means, and what Akani means is our encounter brings wealth, right? And to me, that's like, all right, even if it's just a handshake or like, we don't really know each other, our small interaction, like someone's gonna get something out of it. And I really think that's deep, you know what I mean? But like for sure, if you know me as AK, like for sure, like as I don't mind, but you know, as I reintroduce myself and everything, it's always gonna be a Connie first. So so a little bit, as to my story, and where I started. Well, actually, let me say first, yeah, I'm in the scope of payroll headquarters right now. This is where I'm recording, so definitely feel free to pop in. They got some dope merch and all that, so I definitely recommend stopping by. But yeah, so about me, like the reason I started the podcast was just because I felt my life kind of changed after I was put on to Eric Thomas by my boy. And, I was in school and I'm like, damn, I'm only here just because, like, that's what you do after high school. Like, you go to college, right? But it's hard when you feel like you don't even have a purpose there. So, like, I'm sitting in these classes and I'm like, damn, like, what am I really doing here? What am I getting out of it? And that kind of blew my mind. Like, yo, that's really something that we don't even think about. Okay, yeah, just go to college and you'll figure it out. But nah, it's like, why do I have to go to college? Like, why can't I take time off to figure my life out, figure out what I want to do, and then go if that applies. But it's frowned upon. Like, society doesn't look at it like that, and stuff like that. So but yeah, like, I finished, but it was like, all right, I could have. I don't try to use it as, oh yeah, like, I will never say don't go to college, whatever. I'll say don't go if you don't know exactly what you want to do, right? And something else that I learned, like, while I was on campus, the network that I built there was far more important than the classes I took, right? Because I'm majoring in exercise science. That's like personal training. But I'm like, okay, that's not, I don't get anything out of that, right? I did a whole internship for like 2-3 months and I realized, okay, that's not it. That's not what I want to do with my life. But now I'm like, okay, like through the network that I built and stuff, like the connections I made, the people I met, that means far more than than that degree will ever mean if I got to be completely honest. So yeah, like if you do want to go, like I would say go for networking purposes as opposed to just going in and not being productive there. Because like if you're there, you are there to better yourself. And again, like I wouldn't have started this podcast if I wasn't in school. Like if I had just gone into the workforce or something like that, like I probably wouldn't be sitting here right now. So it was definitely a good experience to do that. But even going back a little further, sophomore year, that's when, everything hit the fan and I was like, okay, like I'm in school because, my mom wants me to be here. Like, again, that's what you do after high school, but I wasn't passionate about being there. And I was trying to figure out, my outlet, like what's going to help me get through all 4 years of school. And something that I found, I was really into music. So I was like, okay, like, yo, like let's work on a tape. Let's do something. So I told my roommate Phil, I told him, I was like, yo, like, let's work on an album or something. He was like, all right, bro, like, I got you. So, you went out and, like, granted, before he even bought any of the stuff, like, I was sitting there, like, I had one of those little plug-in keyboards that, like, I plugged in, like, an actual typing keyboard that I just plugged into my laptop and, like, was making beats off of that. And then he went out, he bought, like, the whole recording set and all that. So I was like, oh, snap, like, yo, this is getting real. But I really thought that was dope. And then, like, we also knew people who were, like, also interested in music. So, we linked up with them. Like, shout out to Dondre, he was right over there. And, like, he came through and, like, yo, we really, like, came together as a collective and put a whole little EP together. And, like, it was just dope. Like, I don't even care about, like, whether the project was good or not. Like, we did that. Like, we came together and, like, we were all going through stuff at that time, and we were able to, like, once we entered that room, like, we put it aside and we were like, okay, yo, it's time to lock in. Like, let's get these verses in. Let's do what we got to do. So that was just dope, and that was really my outlet. And I think without that, I would not have finished school. So that really helped a lot. But yeah, so that's kind of like the background of it. And now I realize, okay, like it's time to go. Like, I have to lock in 100% with this podcast. And, like, I went out and got everything that I needed, and I feel like I'm good now. Like, it's just a matter of doing it consistently and sticking with it, because, ain't nothing worth having comes easy, and that's on everything. But yeah, I kind of just wanted to tell y'all a little bit about me. Like I said, I would do motivational talks on Instagram and everything, and I would have people telling me, like, yo, like, you should start a podcast and everything. I remember one dude came up to me after one class we had together. He was like, yo, bro, like, I really like your posts. Like, it means a lot, because I watch it and it makes me feel like I can be doing more. And I was like, I appreciate that. Like, it's not the fact that, you should be doing more, but more on the fact of, if you understand what you're supposed to be doing, then you got to lock in with that. So that's why I appreciated that. But definitely, like, having that push from other people to help me with that. And then I also got the job at Guitar Center so that I could, get the equipment I needed and learn everything I needed to know about audio engineering and all that. So that was also dope. But, like, to have people pushing me to, take that next step forward, as opposed to just doing videos on Instagram, it's like, okay, I have important information that, someone else might need to hear, and I can put that into audio form and put that on the platform, so that not only the people I follow, but other people who find the podcast on, like, streaming platforms might find it interesting as well. So that definitely helped as well. So I'm very grateful for, everyone who pushed me to move forward and start the podcast. And I mean, I really just wanted to, keep this short and sweet. So I really think that's about it. This is just like my, my reintroduction video of who I am and, like, my purpose for starting the podcast. So I really appreciate all you guys, and I hope you guys are as excited as I am moving forward for all the content that I have coming and, like, what I have planned for the podcast. So thank you guys.